Hey guys, this is Rosa Kelly. Welcome back to the video class. So on this video we are going to continue with our project and we're going to be working on the middle back section. I'm not going to open this, but we're going to be working on the middle back section, and so we're going to be using heavyweight cardstock, and I am going to start by cutting one piece at 7 3/4 by 8 3/4. Okay, that's gonna be where we're gonna be gluing onto the back. Then we're going to cut another piece, and this is going to be 7 3/4 by 9 inches, and we are going to score at 1/2 inch along the 9-inch side. Okay, so we're gonna score a 1/2 inch and fold along the score lines, and grab my glue. We're going to be gluing these along the top of the page. Okay, so we're just going to add the glue. Let's see here. This glue, it's never ready even though I just took this out, but okay, let's try again. Alright, so excuse my voice. I woke up this morning with, again, back to my sore throat days. I don't understand but I'm feeling great, so we're just gonna continue. So I'm going to line this up along the top and then press down. Okay, so now let's set this to the side, and we're gonna use, I think, at least some of these, but we're gonna need to cut a new page here. So I have another little scrap, so we just need a piece that is about 8 inches. So we are going to cut two pieces at 8 by 1. So I'm gonna do here 2, 1. Okay, so two pieces of 8 by 1, and then we're going to do two pieces of 7 by 1. Okay, so I'm just cutting at 2 and at 1. Okay, so 2, and then we're going to cut another piece, and this one is going to be 6, so we did 8, 7, and then 6 by 1. So I'm just gonna cut this on 1, and I'm gonna need another one, so I'm gonna use my little scrap piece, and then 6 by 1. Let's see, there you go. Okay, so 8 by 1, 7 by 1, 6 by 1, and we are going to score all of these pieces at 1 inch, okay, on each side. So we're gonna score at 1 and at 6 for this one. So I guess we can start with the larger one. So the first one we're gonna score at 1 and at 7. And so we have two of those. 1, 7. And oh, actually we're gonna score at 1, 7 and at 6. So 1, 6 and 7. Same thing for the other one, 1, 6 and 7. Okay, now the 7-inch piece we're going to score at 1, 5 and 6. Okay, so let's do the same for this, 1, 5 and 6, and then the 6-inch piece we're going to score at 1, 4 and 5. Okay, so same thing here, 1, 4 and 5. So now we're gonna make the inserts that are gonna go on those pockets. So we're going to cut first one piece at 5.5 by 9.5. Okay, then we are going to do the next one, which is going to be 6.5 by 9.5, and then the last one, which is going to be 7.5 by 9.5. Okay, Okay, so cascading booklets here, and we are going to score all of these at 4 3/4 along the 9.5-inch side. Okay, so here is the first one, then here again 4 3/4. Okay, so that's 2, and then here 4 3/4, and press down. Okay, now I want these to be more like trifles, so I'm going to cut 1 or 3 more pieces, and these are going to be, the first one is going to be 5.5. See if I have any scraps. No. Okay, so this is gonna be 5.5, okay, by 5. Okay, the second one is going to be let me see, let's do it like that, 6.5. Actually, let me cut it this way. Okay, so we're gonna cut the 7.5 first. 7.5 by 5. Okay, and then this one is going to be 6.5 by 5. Okay, so there we go. And then we're going to score all of these pieces at 1/2 inch along the 5-inch side. Okay, so along the 5-inch side, I'm gonna score at 1/2 inch and 1/2 inch here. Okay, and then fold along these 4 lines. There we go. And now we're just gonna glue each one here. So we're gonna open this up and add the other piece on the right side. Okay, so let's add the glue and add this right here, press down. Okay, so that's gonna be our trifold little piece, so that's one. Then the next one, add some glue, and let's open that up and put this piece here. Okay, so the second one, and then we're just gonna do the next one here. Okay, and there we go, and then we're just going to press down, and there you go. So we have our 3 trifolds, 1, 2, and 3, and then these are going to go in our pockets. So we're gonna open these up, and that's gonna be in here. This one's gonna go here, and then this one is going to go here, and then all of these is gonna close up like that. So a very chunky page, but lots of room for pictures and other fun things here. Okay, so now we are going to be adding some of our design paper. So I'm going to use this design here. First, I'm going to take out the white piece, and then we're gonna cut this at 7.5. So I'm gonna go from the left side and just count here at 7.5, like that. Okay, and then we are going to cut these by 8.25. Yes, okay. So I don't want to cut the kitty and I don't want to cut the doggy, so we're gonna have to cut the window. So we're gonna do 8.25 here. Maybe I can go a little bit lower. Okay, that should be good. Right there. Okay, and then I'm gonna just take out a little bit of the bottom. Okay, so there we go. And then this piece is going to go right here. And I am going to just do the corners. Okay, so I'm gonna do that. I hate that sound, so I do apologize. I'm trying to be away from the microphone. Okay, and we're just gonna glue these down. Okay, so I'm going to add the glue. Okay, and I'm gonna put this piece here. Okay, there we go. Press down. Oh, how cute. I kind of want to get a chair. Now I want to buy a chair that looks like this for my craft room. I feel like my chair is too big because I have a recliner, because sometimes when I'm in the middle of recording, I sit and edit the video that I just finished, so it's a nice comfortable recliner. But it's quite large for the space, so I might have to change. But anyways, back to this. So now I'm going to open this up, and I'm thinking this will fit here perfect. Okay, so we're gonna cut this piece, and I might use the back. I guess it doesn't matter, but we're gonna cut these at 7 1/4. Okay, and this is going to be by 3 1/4, I think. Let's double check on that. Oh, actually, I think this is 3. Okay, so it will be by 2 3/4. Let me look at my measurements. Yes, okay, so 2 3/4 here. Okay, and so this is the piece that is going to go on the front of all of these. And so I'm thinking here maybe we can add a fun collage. So I have the back pieces where we have, oh, let me grab the other one, all the elements that we can cut apart. So maybe I'll just use it from here for now. And I'm going to cut, I kind of want to have something layer, so I'm just going to cut some of these. And this comes from the 6x6. Okay, so I just want to be able to use all these little ephemera little things here. So I'm just going to cut. And okay, let's see. Okay, so then these can go, like we can, I kind of want to have something layer along the top of all of it, of the pocket. So I'm just going to cut another one here. And I'm not going to go super detailed, but I don't want any of the white showing. Okay, so we go like that. Okay, so we have that one, so we're gonna glue those on top. And I'm trying to cut things that are easier to cut, like this will be too hard. So I'm just gonna do this one here. Okay, and these planners just look so beautiful. I'm trying to figure out a way to make my planners look organized and pretty, because mine are just, because I do use them, so they're all over the place. And okay, so I think those should be good. I'm looking at my ephemera pieces here, but I wanted something that look more like something put kind of like a little collage thingy. These are more like tags, so I'm gonna use that in a different way. But anyway, so now I'm just gonna go ahead and glue these here along the top. So I'm just gonna add some glue and just kind of randomly place these pieces like that, and then this one like this, maybe closer together. Oh, too late. Okay, and then we can put this whole thing over here, and you see how that just comes out of the page, and it just adds so much to the look of it. Okay, so we're gonna glue this down and place that right here. Okay, there we go. If you guys can hear the birds, oh my gosh, they're so beautiful. I have the door open so I can have some fresh air and listen to the birds. It's just so pretty. Okay, so then I have this piece. This is 4.5, so I think that will be perfect for the first trifold piece here. Now I'm not gonna put any magnets on these because this is just gonna go inside the page. I'm sorry, the pocket. So yeah, you would also hear the planes. So I'll close the door in a minute. I live pretty close to an airport, not super close, but close enough to. I'm in the path, I guess you would say. But anyway, back to these. I'm not adding magnets because that's just gonna add a little bit of bulk, and also you don't need it. They're gonna be inside the pocket, so everything is gonna stay nice and close. So we are just gonna go without the magnets for this one. But I do want to center this kitty, so I'm just gonna cut these like that. So cute. So this is going to be 7.25 by 4.5, and this piece already happens to be 4.5 pretty much, so I'm not cutting that. And so I'm just gonna do the corners for all of the pieces on this book. Okay, and we're just gonna put that right here. Okay, so that's gonna be the first one. Okay, it's so cute. I love it. Okay, so that's one. Then we're gonna do the next one. I'm trying to use the leftover pieces first. So we have this other leftover, and so we're gonna cut this one at look how cute. I kind of want to use this as a like side opening, but we can put it here too, maybe. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so we're gonna cut this one at 6.25. Okay, by 4.5. And then the other one is gonna be, I might just use this, 5.25. So let's see, 5.25. Let's see, because I was thinking on using for this one something from the 6x6. Maybe I'll just go ahead and use this. Yeah, I'll just use that. Okay, and we're gonna cut this at 5.25 by 4.5. So maybe I'll cut this side here. Okay, and we're just gonna do the little corners here. Okay. Up, two, and this one. Okay. So let's put that one over here. I just love this little kitty. Looks like one of my kitties. Okay. And then this. so pretty. And these are gonna go on the pockets. So let's just place them because I do want to see the layering effect of all of these. Look at that, it's so pretty, so pretty. And then these will all close like that. Now we need to add paper here, and so I'm just gonna use let me bring my papers back. So I was thinking just one of these backgrounds right here would be good, or the flowers. I'm saving the flowers for the cover, so I'm not gonna use that. Okay, so let's just go ahead and cut these. So I'm gonna take out the white, and then we're gonna cut these at 7.5, and we're gonna do these by, or 1 by 5.25. Okay, and then this is going, let's open that up again. That would go right here like that, and I'm not running the corner on this one, so just gonna go like this. Okay, and you can also just put just like a pink cardstock here, because we'll probably be adding a picture there anyway. And then for the top, I'm gonna measure my distance here. So this is about 3.5. So I'm gonna cut these at 3.25. Let me do this side here, 3.25. And then this will go on the back right there. So let's take this out now so we can finish that up. I'm not putting anything like under because it will be covered anyway by the insert. Okay. So we are just gonna put that right there like that. But for these ones, I do want to cover at least half the top part of it. So we're gonna cut this piece, the same piece. So this is gonna be 7.5, and we're gonna cut these by about 3/4 inches. Okay, and we're gonna do 2 of those. So about 3/4. So I'm just eyeballing that, because this cutter, once you pass the 1 inch, you can't even you don't have any measurements. Okay, so then we're gonna add these pieces right here. Oh, sorry, these are gonna be smaller, not 7.5, but these are gonna be 7.25. Forget about that. So 7.25 here. Okay, just a little bit smaller. And now we are just going to glue these down. Okay, so 1 and this one here. Okay. Okay, there we go. So now, honestly, this, I know you don't see it, but it's kind of bugging me. So I'm just gonna cover it. So we're gonna cut the pieces that are gonna go in between these lines are gonna be 4 3/4. Okay, and then maybe we can put maybe we can just go 1 inch down. Oh, actually, let me do, yeah, so that can go right there. And I'm mainly worried about, or I want to add it on the front, like right here. Okay, but yeah, you only need about 1 inch, so I'm just gonna cut these down to 1 inch here. So just this little piece to kind of continue that. Okay, so this was 4 3/4 by 1 inch, and we're just gonna put that right at the center. And actually, we could have, now that I think about it, we could have went a whole 7 inch and just put it going under these things, you know, just pass them through. Okay, but that's fine. So I'm gonna do the next one right here. So right here like that. Okay. So I like that you don't even see the connection because the paper, this page is already collaged like that. So that works out great. And then I need one more. So let me see if I have anything small. I don't think I do. I'm gonna get rid of this. And yeah, so these are all too small, but I do save these just in case sometimes we need a tiny piece. But I'm just gonna cut it from here. So I'm gonna cut. What do we want to cut? Oh, I found one. There we go. Perfect. So I'm just gonna use these. So 4 3/4 by about 1 inch. I'm just gonna keep the whole thing because I don't need any more. So I'll just glue these down like that. Okay, and add the glue here, and put this right at the center. And there you go. Doesn't it look so much better? Oh, okay, so we open it up, and that is that. And then of course we have these little pieces, and depending on your level of patience and detail, you can also go ahead and cover those up. So you will need pieces that are gonna be about 1 by 1. So I am going to be using my small cutter excuse me and we're going to just cut these, and I'm going a little bit smaller than 1. Okay, but you know, probably maybe 3/4, but I'm just going a little bit smaller than 1. And we're gonna need 6 of those. So this is, you know, you can wait for this and use all your scrap pieces. And again, depending on your level of patience, you can do this or skip it. So good thing it's only 6, so I will do it. Okay, so here's 2 more. And there we go. Okay, and I guess I have 6 here. I didn't need to do all of that. Okay, and now we are just going to glue. So let's see, I'm gonna add those. There we go. So I have different colors, so I'm just gonna pick and choose, I guess, which ones to use. And there we go. We'll go like that. Oops. And it's perfect using this kind of collage paper because you don't need to worry about orientation or anything. Everything kind of goes together. Okay, so this right there. Okay, then I have this one. And normally I will do this off camera, but I'm just trying to motivate you to do it because I know it's tedious. Covering the paper, the book with paper, like especially the little details, is what takes me the longest, and I just honestly don't even, you know, sometimes I skip it. But we're gonna get it done together here. Okay, so if I'm keeping the book, I always said, oh, I'll do it later, but I honestly then I forget. And there we go. So the last one right here. Okay, there we go. Look at that, so pretty. This one looks a little too white, even though it has design. I might switch this one because I don't. Let's see, does that look better? Yeah, it looks too white on. Okay, you know what? I'll just leave it. It's okay. It's okay. It's there. All right. So now let's put the little booklets. I won't cover the inside. It would just be pictures. You can put solid cardstock or simply just pictures, leave it blank. Okay, so that one and this one here. I kind of want to cut a little kitty and put it on the side, but I don't think that I have any, so I'll wait to see what's left on the paper. But that is gonna be this back piece. Turned out so cute and chunky and functional. So now let's just open this up and open this up, and we are going to go ahead and place this here at the center. Let me get my glue and just add this here. So you do want a lot of glue over there, okay? And then just add this right here and press down, okay? And so there you go. That is going to be the back page. I love how these turn out so cute. It's like a little stationery section. I love these little kitties, so cute, and place for a picture here as well. And I love how these came out, like it looks so 3D, right? Okay, hope you guys like how it's coming along, and I'll see you on the next video.